we get ready for the 800 free, I'm just going to mention one more thing, and that is that, unfortunately, the same day as the 100 butterfly is the 50 freestyle at the Olympic Games. Josh may actually not be able to swim this race at the Olympic Games because he's got a chance to win a big medal in the 100 butterfly as well. So we'll see what happens. He's pretty fit. Maybe he can do the double. Caleb Dressel did it.
This next event is what I like to call the Katie Ledecky event. She has ruled it until that Jeopardy question when she was beaten earlier this year by Summer McIntosh.
11 years undefeated before she finally lost. We just saw Peyton Lee. This now is Delphine Mercier. We'll have lane number 0, 16 years of age, out of Sherbrooke. Julie Brasseau, 18 years of age, out of Nepean. Finished 3rd in the 200-meter freestyle. We take up 4 people for the 4x2. She will be going to the Olympic Games. Leila Orofsky, 17 years of age, from Barrie, was a finalist at the Pan Am Games in the fall. Catherine Hazel, 19 years of age, swims in California. Her mom graduated from McGill Medical School. She was 6th in the 400-meter freestyle, half the distance earlier. Julia Strojnowska, 17 years of age, was on the Junior Pan Pac Team 2022. Trains at Langley and credits her coach, Brian Metcalf, with getting her to this high level. Megan Willard, mechanical engineering student at UBC, swims out of the Pointe Claire Aquatic Club in Montreal. Her sister Allison is also a national level swimmer. Well, there's an outfit. Sienna Angle, 17 years of age, trains with Summer McIntosh down in Sarasota. She's originally out of Kamloops. Ella Cosgrove, only 16 years of age, now trains in Tucson, Arizona. Emma Finlin, 19 years of age, out of Edmonton. Coach Paul Birmingham has got her already on the Olympic team in the 10-kilometer swim. That's a 2-hour race. She qualified at the World Championships in February in that race. She actually thought she had missed the team. They went back to the hotel, and she made it under the geographical representation category, so she made the team.
Of course, she won the 15, as Byron mentioned. She swam the first half of that race in around 32, and the second splits in the second half around 33.
And this one's half the distance. This is, hey, if you're used to swimming for 2 hours, this 9 minutes will be a spit in the ocean.
And we are underway in the women's 800-meter freestyle final, although the swimmers who went earlier today could technically slot into spaces here. Tori McClinsick was the fastest in the earlier 800s today. She went 9:02 and 1:2. And all of these swimmers, Byron, have raced other events. They all come from either 400, 400 IM, 1500, and they meet together here in the 8.
Yes, you're right. Some of them will go 200, 400 and go up to the 8. And some of them are the 1500 freestylers and they'll come down to the 8. 8 of the 10 in here, talk about getting familiarity with who you race. 8 of the 10 people in this race were all in the final of the 400-meter freestyle earlier in this competition. One woman that was in that final of the 400-meter freestyle that isn't in this 800 is Summer McIntosh. But as you said earlier, Rob, she did a time in February and beat Katie Ledecky, the first time Katie Ledecky had lost an 800 freestyle in 11 years.
Julie Brasseau is in the lead. She is way up in lane 8, the 18-year-old who's already qualified on the 200-meter relay, or 4x200-meter relay. She was 3rd in the 2.
Well, and this is very interesting that Brasseau's going out like this, because she was 2nd in the 400, missed the standard on the opening night by, I think it was 0.2 of a second, made the team then the next day and two days later in the 200-meter freestyle. But the interesting part was she was the 2nd fastest woman in the 400 IM, was expected to challenge for the standard the day after that 200 free when she made the team, and she faded down to 7th. And I've seen that happen with other athletes. She's accomplished her goal. She had made the Olympic team. Really tough to refocus. Now she's had a couple more days. She's refocused. Now she's in the hunt here to win this event, the 800-meter freestyle.
So the 2 leaders are Brasseau in 8, and then Sienna Angove, Summer McIntosh's training partner, in lane 3 on this side of the yellow markers.
But again, depending on how they're pacing this race, obviously Brasseau is a very good swimmer. She goes down to the 200, but she also does the 400 IM, the 400 free, and the 800. So it isn't like she doesn't know how to race this race. Some of those in the middle might go out a little bit easier and try to pick it up at the halfway mark. They're only 200 meters. They're only 25% of the way through this race.
So we've got a tight battle right now for 2nd between lanes 5, 4, 3, and 2. That's Cosgrove, Finland, Angove, and Strojnowska. But way up at the top is Julie Brosseau in a really good spot.
Swims out of the Nepean Canada Swim Club. You can see the splits, and the thing to watch for is if somebody's splits start to fall way off. If they start going up by 2/10 every 50, then 3 or 4/10 or a half a second, then they're going to have a hard time bringing it back down.
Brosseau splitting the quickest, you wouldn't be surprised, to 32.5 seconds or so. And she is extending this lead, Byron.
Certainly is. Looks great at this particular point. Emma Finlin's trying to get back to her. The woman in lane 4 that's just edged slightly into second spot. I would argue she's actually starting to pick up her cadence, even Emma Finlin has. And again, remember, she's a woman that specializes in the 2-hour 10-kilometer race. So needs to get into this race sooner because she probably won't die off in the race.
Finlin did that last lap in 32.6. That was virtually the same as Brosseau. Can she catch her? That's the question. We're going to hit 350 meters here. Brosseau in first at 3:41.7.
One of the things that I'll mention here is that because several of these young women have been on junior teams, Brosseau in particular was on the World Junior competition in 2023, and she won 7 medals. There have been new junior competitions that have cropped up over the last 10 to 20 years, and it's a good way for these athletes, I've mentioned it before, to get bled with international competition. And Brosseau obviously showed that she learned a lot from that one.
Halfway through this 800-meter final, and it is Brosseau in 4:14.82. She would have to pick it up a little bit because the qualifying time is 8:26.7, and I don't know if that's reasonable.
Well, and we mentioned that Finlin's flipping and doing the same pace, 32.5, 32.6, 32.5, the woman in second spot. Brosseau started to labor a little bit on that last 50, blew up to a 33 flat. So it's going to be interesting because right now, Finlin is really closing fast.
And the gap right now between them is about 1.5 seconds. Finlin behind Brosseau.
But again, she's picking up a half a second on every single lap. So the battle now, I think, for gold is going to be Brosseau and Finlin. The question is for bronze. We still have those other 3 women right close to each other. Strojnowska in lane number 2. Then next you've got Angrove. And over in lane number 5 is Ella Cosgrove.
They're going to touch 500 meters. And they are less than a second now separating them as Finlin continues, and now she might have even moved ahead. A really good turn and then push.
So the athletes work on pacing with their coach, trying to figure out what's the best fit, how to make it work. Finlin, because she does open water, the 10 kilometers it's referred to, knows how to just keep splitting the same pace and just go and go and go. It's a little bit long for Brosseau, but she's a good class. She's still a very good 800-meter freestyler, but I think she's lost the lead now. Finlin is out-splitting her on every single 50.
Technically, at that last turn, Brosseau was still in the lead, but it doesn't look like it anymore. Unless she has got some major reserve in the tank. Finland's going to go by her here, splitting around 32.7. Megan Willer, Sienna Angove in 3rd place. No, it's still Brosseau just slightly ahead. No, we'll see here. No, it's actually Finland.
Well, even Finland slowed up a little bit on that split. Very interesting because you want to have, okay, what's your psychology? What do you want to do? Do you want to make a move at the 600? Do you want to make a move at the 400? Finland made her move around the 400. Now she's got to make another one here at the 600 because Brosseau looks like she's trying to bring her legs in, try to keep it up with only 200 meters to go. I love Brosseau's stroke. It's a beautiful, long stroke.
Strojnowska in lane 2 has had a couple of 32-second times. See if she can get another one here.
She has moved solidly, Strojnowska, into 2nd spot. Then my parents are tennis pros in the city of Vancouver. And 3rd spot, we're talking about Strojnowska. pulling away, just away a little bit now from Angrove. The battle is still for the gold medal, but Brassot's trying. You can just see it with that kick. Every once in a while, she's a big, powerful kick, and then unfortunately the kick kind of dies out and does nothing for her.
So Strojnowska, who's in third place in lane 2, don't forget, she was second in the 1500, third in the 400. She should be comfortable up here.
And she's got her eyes set. She's looking over. She can see Brassot over there in lane number 8. She's got her eyes set on the silver medal now.
It is still Emma Finlin, and they're going to touch 750 meters. It's going to be Finland first.
There you go.
8:06.
And Strojnowska's moved into second spot.
Strojnowska with a 32.19. Could she possibly have enough to challenge the leader? I don't know.
She is really coming. Look at the powerful kick for Strojnowska and the turnover, the faster. Oh boy, she's going to give it a gun. This is going to be very close at the end. I'm not so sure Finland sees her.
Finland has got the lead, but here comes Strojnowska. Here she comes. Can she get there? Yes! She has done it at the end by 0.12 of a second. Strojnowska with a wicked kick at the end in the last few laps. 30.16 in that final lap.
And the PA announcer here just said, and Strojnowska just stole the gold medal, and she did. She was way back laboring. She knows how to pace it. She is a pure distance athlete. She doesn't come down to the 100 meters ever. Came up with a beautiful, even negative split race. Came back like a gangbusters on that last 50. Those in the swimming world know there's a guy in the States called Bobby Fink that does this kind of stuff and won the Olympic gold medal with a lap. Look at the finish. She was a body length behind with 25 meters to go. Powerful kick. She got like a motorboat at the end. Emma Finlin just didn't quite bring her left arm around fast enough. I'm not so sure she even saw her until the very, very last moment.
So she's got the full set of medals, Byron. It'll be gold in the 800, silver in the 15, and bronze in the 400 for Julia Strojnowska. She's 17 years young.
I love the race. Brassot went out really quick, probably in hindsight a little bit too fast for her, and had a little bit of trouble finishing the race in the terms of the same cadence, but still hung on for the bronze medal. So good for Julia there. And Emma Finlin, not bad swim. She just got out-touched at the very end. Brilliant tactics there. You could see the Langley team over there jumping up and down in the last 25 meters.